watching Bounce TV News at 7.
Tonight, the mother of Kendrick Johnson, the Georgia teen who was found dead in a school gym, is still looking for answers. Good evening, I'm Rahman Johnson. You're watching Bounce TV News at 7. Yesterday, the family and friends of Kendrick Johnson protested in front of the Lowndes County Courthouse, and they were protesting because there was no information about Kendrick Johnson. Now, the protesters were arrested, and the protesters who were arrested were Kendrick's father and mother, Jacqueline and Kenneth Johnson, Lydia Whitlock, Barbara Jones, Keisha Moore, Anastasia Rowe, and Tisha Marshall. Now, they have all been charged with misdemeanor interference with government property. And tonight, Jackie Johnson is out on bail, but 5 others remain in custody. And according to the Lowndes County Jailhouse, their bonds have all been set. Now, we also are understanding that Kendrick Johnson's father has been released, and we're waiting on him to come out of jail. And tonight, we have on the phone with us Eddie Tooley, who is Kendrick Johnson's grandfather. Mr. Tooley, how are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you so much for joining us. And also on Skype, we have our attorney, Kwame Thomson from Atlanta. Kwame, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks so much for being here. We want to start with you, Mr. Tooley. Can you give us an update? When are they saying the other members of your family and the protesters supposed to be released from jail?
Well, they said they're supposed to be released. They did give them a bond. They were supposed about 3:30. But they still haven't released them yet, and we still standing here at the jail now waiting on them to release them.
And what are the authorities saying about our autopsy results on your grandson Kendrick? Are they giving you a date as to when you should get the results in?
Nobody giving us nothing about the autopsy report. They won't tell us nothing about that. That's
Okay.
That's some of what they was in the courthouse about, trying to find some answers, but they won't give them no kind of answers.
Now, Kwame, our legal consultant here, Kwame Thomson, is with us. Kwame, you've been following this story since day one, and you and I have talked about it. Tell us, what exactly, what legal rights do the family have? Obviously, they were arrested for blocking the entrance to the courthouse, but they've been requesting an autopsy since almost January, and it's almost May. What other grounds, what else can they do?
Well, Rahman, first I want to give the Johnson family and Mr. Tooley my condolences. The issues that we have here is that we are relying on our public officials to work on our behalf. This should have been looked at as a homicide investigation from day one. On January the 11th, the sheriff's office, in particular the Lowndes County Sheriff, Mr. Chris Pine, had stated that that this was an accident. However, the sheriff has since come back and said that they're investigating this as a homicide. The coroner has been in disagreement with the sheriff's office because they haven't been in communications. Under Georgia law, under the official code of Georgia, 45-1624, it states that notification of suspicious and unusual deaths must go to the coroner, and the coroner must have a written medical report. So the evidence has to come together from those agencies, the Sheriff's Department, the GBI, and the coroner. And I also want to add that the coroner was not called to the scene of the death, the instance that the sheriffs found out. And that was another tragedy and one lack of justice on the Sheriff's Department.
Kwame, real quick, just to tag on to this also, we're understanding and talking to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. They're saying that one of the reasons that this went down the way it did is because there was no funding. Have you heard anything like that? I mean, you're in the law every day. You're arguing cases every day. They said there's no funding to do the investigation?
You know, I don't think that a lack of funding should impede a criminal or accidental investigation when there is a death involved. So I think that that's an excuse. And if the coroner and the sheriff and the GBI are actually working on this, they should have given the family an answer by now. So I think that is an excuse.
Thank you so much, Kwame. I want you to stay with us. We've got some other questions for you. Again, Mr. Tooley, please keep us up to date about what's going on. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We'll be following this story as much as we get information in. Again, the family of Kendrick Johnson, his mother and father, have been released or are out on bail tonight, and we're waiting for the rest of the protesters to be released. Again, we're talking about the death of Valdosta teen Kendrick Johnson.